Guys, it's Socom Razorback here, and today, well, no, we're not going to be doing that. We are going to be doing something a little bit different. Who remembers this? PlayStation Portable. One of, well, the best handhelds simply because of the selection of games it had. I used it for the better part of 4 years. It was one of, I never had as much fun playing on this thing. I have a PS3, I have a PS Vita, and while they're more fun now, I wouldn't have traded this experience for anything in the world. It was one of the best. And today, I am going to be doing a top 10 of the games for PlayStation Portable. As you can see, I have quite a stack here, plus some in the background. Those will not be reviewed. In fact, this one, I'm just going to say right now, you guys can comment if you have a different one. This is the worst PSP game I ever played. Transformers. No, I wouldn't even advise playing that one. Alright, so, for our, let's see, for our number 10, I'm going to do gameplay, only the top few. I'm not going to do gameplay on all of them. But for number 10 is Sims 2. Now this one was a little different than your PC Sims 2. It actually had more of a role-playing theme to it. You could still build houses, but it was more almost in first-person, third-person perspective rather than top-down. At least in what I played. I didn't play that game a whole lot. I will be totally honest. Now, number 9, the Siphon Filter Dark Mirror. Now, I never played Logan's Shadow, so I can't tell you if this one was better or not. A lot of people say Logan's Shadow was better, you know, more power to them. For me, I like Dark Mirror. I played the online. It was really interesting. It was similar to some other games I played, but it was its own game entirely, and I like that. It was one of the only PlayStation portable games that used cover mechanics, which I really liked, although I did get stuck on a certain spot. In fact, if I put the disc in right now, it'd still be stuck on that spot in a certain mission that I never beat. Now, besides that, our next game is one I don't actually have a disc for. NCAA. I mean, come on. It's a football game. Probably one of the best I ever played. Definitely the best on the PlayStation Portable, NCAA 10. It had some really interesting mechanics, like it even made you do little tests in school and stuff. That was pretty dang awesome. Now, that was number 8 on the list. Now, number 7 is Need for Speed. Now, I've played a lot of Need for Speed games like Pro Street. I know there were way more than just these two on the portable, but the best of what I played, and I played just about all of them at one point or another. I just only have 2 at the moment. The best of what I played was Undercover. It had the best racing, it had the best story. I'm going to go ahead and say it had the best car customization of all the Need for Speeds, but I don't really remember that for sure, so, you know, yell at me if you want to. Now, the next one, obviously, is Dungeons & Dragons Tactics. Now, this one is number 6 on the list. This was number 7. Sorry, I forget to say that. And Dungeons & Dragons Tactics was a really interesting game. It was certainly not like a whole lot of others on the list. I enjoyed it. I spent a lot of time in it, but it was definitely different from all the dungeon crawling games that were out there at the time. It was turn-by-turn based, sort of like Metal Gear Acid, but with Dungeons & Dragons. If you ever played Metal Gear Acid, that's a pretty good one. That's an honorable mention, but I do not have that one. Now, obviously, I have to put this one in at number 5, God of War. Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus. The only one I have right now is Chains of Olympus, but Chains of Olympus was pretty darn awesome. However, I did get stuck in hell a few times, and it took me about 2 weeks to finally beat that segment. But still one of the best games I ever played. One of the best. I played this one probably one of the most of all the PSP games. But it's only number 5 on the list because I actually played this one as much or more. And I'm talking about Gran Turismo. And Gran Turismo doesn't actually really have the name on the disc. It does, but it's so small you can barely see it. Alright, let's put that in. So, this one, since it's number 4 on the list, I'm going to go ahead and show you just a little bit about the racing. If I can remember the controls, it's been a while. Now, unfortunately, the biggest problem with the PlayStation Portable was the loading times. It took forever, so I'm going to take a brief cut here and get to some racing. Okay, so, here we go now. We are now loading up a race. And as you can see, I picked my favorite car just about in the whole game, the Ford Mustang. Favorite car of all time. The Shelby is also a really good one. But as far as for this race, you know, I wanted to do the Ford Mustang. Just to get... It's a lot like Forza, but a way lesser version. And obviously it's PlayStation exclusive. And it is not a whole lot like the other Gran Turismos. How do I change the camera angle? Shit. Okay, hold on. Bear with me here. How do I change camera angle? 'Tis the question. You guys have to excuse the music in the background. Oh, this car drifts. Oh no, we're out of control. This is a terrible idea. If I could see the car, it would be one thing. Oh no. This was a terrible idea. Yes, I do have driving line on, but I haven't played this game in a few years. No! Okay, guys, you know, you've seen enough. Oh, that's how you change the camera angle. My bad. Oh god, no wonder it's a dirt track. Now the music you hear is a custom soundtrack just of music I had on my PSP. That was one of the greatest features about Gran Turismo, is you could play your own music. And I'm just going to give up right there, because obviously I've lost all my skill at racing on this game. It's been a while, don't judge me. Alright, I'm going to... Now next on the list is going to be Final Fantasy. Now, this one is obviously a remastered version. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe this one is a remastered edition of the very first Final Fantasy game. Now, this one I am just going to pop in for a second to show you guys. Everybody knows what Final Fantasy is. We'll take a brief cut and get to the action. Okay guys, so here we are, Final Fantasy. Now, I have beaten this game to an extent. I beat the story mode. I don't think I've beaten all the extra bosses. And I have changed PSPs 1 or 2 times, so you'll have to forgive me. Like, see, there's my save. Everybody's level 41. I've beaten just about everybody. Oh, wait, there's level 44s in there. Chaos Shrine more. So that's my most advanced save right there. And that was where, I guess that's just an old save. Obviously, the... Aha. The Knight of Cornelia. Yeah, I remember this now. Now, of course, it's Final Fantasy... Oh, spoiler alerts, by the way. This is kind of the ending of the game. I kind of forgot about that. My apologies. I'll just skip through all that since it is spoilers. Just to show you a little bit of the combat, that's all. And yeah, I forgot he does that. Now, on these colors here, on these menus, you can actually customize that, which was something I found to be really entertaining. That's why my colors are a bit weird on all corners. Everybody's experience on this game is a little different because you pick different classes to... Now, I remember nothing about this game, but we're gonna go ahead and just do Diara. There we go. Oh, that was supposed to be powerful. Let's do Lazara, just because we can. Attack. Oh, this is gonna hurt. If I get one hit, this is gonna be a terrible thing for the video. Oh, damn, he did quite a lot of damage. He's not undead. That was brilliant. I did 0 damage. Okay, so guys, I think that's enough there. I have not played this game in quite a long time, and I've already made a few crucial mistakes. So, yeah, let's move on. Alright guys, it's time. Here's number 2 on the list. Now for number 2, because there were multiple games, you probably just saw it right then. There were multiple games in the franchise, so we're just going to roll both of them up into one. Grand Theft Auto. Now both of these on the PlayStation Portable, they weren't quite what PS2 and PS3 had, especially with Grand Theft Auto 4 coming out at the same time, around the same time as Vice City Stories. They could have done better, I believe, in my opinion, but, you know, I took what I could get. At the time, PSP was the only game console I had, and they were fun games. I beat Liberty City Stories, I beat Vice City Stories, and my favorite of the two was Vice City Stories, so that's why I'm going to show you guys a little bit of Vice City Stories with Lance Vance, and, yeah, I don't remember. I think that, no, his brother's name was Lance. I don't remember the main guy's name. Now, I don't remember any of the controls, other than circle was to hit things. Grand Theft Auto was just, I mean, I really don't have to say much. It's Grand Theft Auto. Any Grand Theft Auto, just about, with the exclusion of Chinatown Wars. That one, I say Grand Theft Auto on the PSP. I'm rolling 2 games into one. I am completely excluding Chinatown Wars because it was the worst game just about on PlayStation Portable. And I'm probably exaggerating there, but it was bad. I had so many friends telling me not to get it because it was that bad. I tried it out anyway, and it was terrible. Terrible. Now, obviously, I haven't found any prostitutes to beat up, so sorry guys, I was trying. Just for the video, you know. And I almost got you right over there. That was awesome. Now, oh wait, maybe there's some pedestrians in here. Let's see if I remember how to change my gun. Aha! Oh shit. Okay. That's a rocket launcher. That's great. That's great. Oh god. Alright, just for the video. Probably one of the most common things people have ever seen in Grand Theft Auto is the wasted screen. Next to busted, which obviously they don't have in Grand Theft Auto 5, so we'll just say the wasted screen is probably one of the most seen screens in Grand Theft Auto. Just by default. I mean, come on, you die a lot. Let's go ahead and get my weapons back if I can remember how to jump. Oh, there we go. Now, on this one, I beat pretty much everything. This is a save where I haven't beaten everything, so we'll just, as you can see, the map was not as big as Liberty City Stories, but it was still excellent. And I really like some of the missions. Alright, well, I guess that's about it for Grand Theft Auto. I really don't have to say much. It's a game in itself. Everybody knows what Grand Theft Auto is. I mean, come on. Unless you're hiding under a rock. Okay, guys, you know, for number 1, you kind of had to seen this coming. I mean, it's in my name. Socom. Probably one of the best game franchises of all time on PlayStation. I can't even, there are not words to describe how awesome it was. Now, I have just about every single game in the franchise, including the PlayStation 2 classics. But, you know, we're not putting those in this list because we're just doing PSP games for the moment. Now, I am rolling 4 games into one on this because Tactical Strike, I guess I'm going to go ahead and say, was probably the worst of the Socom, simply because it was different. But these, obviously, are where it's at. I'll go ahead and show you the cases here, because I still have all the original cases. The original Socom. Did not mean to start that. I'll cancel that out. That was the original. Here, let's go ahead and pick my phone up for a change. The original Socom was, in my opinion, the best. It may not have had the best graphics, but I played the online, I played everything. It was probably just the best. I have so many real-life friends that I met from this game because when it shut down in 2012, it crushed a lot of people. Now, there is also this one. I will admit, I did not play when it was online. I bought it after the fact, and it has one of the most thorough campaigns of all 3. But I never got it simply because I heard there were a lot of hackers in the online. And this one was the most graphically advanced Socom on the PlayStation Portable. I did like the mechanic where it has 4 fireteam people. But the one thing that just kind of killed this game for me is the online was different from all the original 2. I didn't really like the online, and the other thing, it was an amazing game. It had a really great campaign. However, it was only like 2 hours long. You could beat the whole campaign in less than 2 hours. Those, you could probably beat the campaign in about 4 to 5 hours, which is about average for a PSP game. This one you could beat in less than 2. That was a major problem in my opinion. It seemed rushed to be sold, and it seemed primarily focused on the online, which was not very great at all. I did play the online for a few months, but I was not impressed, so I never played it a whole lot. Again, I never played the online on this one. I played the online on this game for 4 years before it shut down. It was just the best shooter game I've ever played, to be totally honest. And I'm going to take a brief cut here, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the gameplay of the game. Okay guys, so here it is. Gameplay of one of the best games I ever played. I'm just going to do instant action just so I can show you guys a little bit about it. I'm not going to reveal any spoilers of the campaign or anything like that. If you want to know about that, you know, you're going to have to play the game. But I cannot say enough about this game.
Team, we've picked up several enemies closing on your position. Be ready to engage.
I literally cannot say enough about this game. It is just, it speaks for itself. And I have screwed up majorly. The only unusual thing about this Socom from the PS2 Socoms was that you have a lock-on mechanic. And you hit R1 to lock on, and you just smash X to fire. Now, I do not remember. I actually don't remember what button it is to reload. How bad is that? Oh, that's right. You just had to hold square, just like all shooters. That's great. Now, of course, it was realistic. If you had so many clips and you reloaded while you had 6 bullets in that clip, you would eventually roll around to where you had a 6-bullet clip. It doesn't stack up like most games. It's realistic on that count, which I really liked. Now, a lot of people say, you know, the lock-on, oh, it makes it easy. No, it didn't. The only thing that made this game even remotely easy was the fact that the maps are pretty darn small compared to other games. Although they are bigger than Call of Duty on most Call of Duty maps. They're actually probably about twice the size of Call of Duty maps if you go the entire area. Because this is just a small part of the map. How'd I miss him? This game I don't know. It deserves a lot of honors. I even met my friend. My friend Seth. I met him on this game back in years and years ago. And we have been friends ever since. We managed to stay friends even after the game was shut down. And I made a lot of friends on this game. I'll admit that. Oh God, of course, somebody shot me. That was the biggest problem with Socom. You had to watch your back. Even in the missions, they could get you from behind, even when you thought you'd wiped them all out. Again, I can't say enough about this game. It is the best. There is no doubt in my mind. It is probably the best game of all time. Simply because I put 4 years into that game. I did not spend that much time on any other game. Even, you know, Battlefield 3, I only spent a few months on that. This game is just the best. I beat the campaign. I beat every part of the campaign. I beat every part of the online. I was in one of the best clans in the online. It was called Army of God 777. If you know who I'm talking about, you know, leave a like, leave a comment, you know, say Army of God. Now, of course, our clan tag was 777. That we're probably more recognized for that. And I can't say enough about this game. That's it, guys. That was my number 1. That was the top 10 best games of all time on PlayStation Portable. One of the, I'm not going to say the best gaming consoles, because it's not a console, but it was an innovation for its time. It had a lot of things other games don't, and I couldn't be more thankful. So guys, if you agree with it, you know, leave a comment, let me know. If you disagree, tell me why you disagree. Either way, come on guys, leave a like, if you would, please, you know. Thanks guys, I will see you guys on the next video.